The psychology of people who delay important tasks until late at night. Imagine this. It's morning. You have an important task, not urgent, but significant. The kind that could affect your career, income, reputation, maybe even your life. You sit down at your desk, open the file, stare at the screen, and you go make tea. Then check messages. Then quickly reply to an email. Then suddenly it becomes very important to reorganize your desk. And only late at night, when it's dark, when the world is quiet, when there's almost no room left to escape, you finally begin working for real. Why? Why do some people seem unable to start important tasks during the day, but come alive at night? This isn't just procrastination, it goes deeper. The psychology here is more complex than it looks. First, there's a group of people for whom important automatically means threatening. Not physically threatening, psychologically. When a task matters, it carries risk. The risk of failure, the risk of disappointing others, the risk of discovering your own limits. For these people, the brain links important with danger. And when that happens, avoidance mechanisms activate. Subtly, unconsciously. You don't tell yourself, I'm afraid. You say, I'll start later when I'm in a better state. Research on avoidance behavior shows that the higher the perceived importance of an outcome, the higher the likelihood of delaying the start. Because starting means confronting the possibility of failure. As long as you haven't begun, your potential remains untouched. Daytime feels exposed, bright, observable, full of expectations. At night, that internal observer grows tired. Second group, people highly sensitive to external noise and social pressure. During the day, there's background stimulation, emails, notifications, possible interruptions. Even if no one writes, the possibility that someone might creates tension. At night, the world slows down. Messages come less frequently. Expectations drop. No one demands immediate responses. For the brain, this signals safety. And only then does focus emerge. The paradox? During the day they have more energy but less autonomy. At night they have less energy but more control. Third group, perfectionists. Perfectionism isn't love for excellence, it's fear of being inadequate. When someone with high standards looks at an important task in the morning, they don't see the process, they see the ideal outcome. The gap between reality and perfection feels enormous. The brain says, we're not ready, we need more preparation. So the day passes in preparation for preparation. Then evening comes. Time is running out. Perfection is no longer possible. And strangely, that becomes freeing. Because now the goal isn't perfect, it's done. Sometimes deadlines are the only cure for perfectionism. Fourth group. People who require stress to activate. Some nervous systems struggle to engage without urgency. Until a certain level of tension appears, the brain remains in energy-saving mode. As evening approaches, mild anxiety emerges. I still haven't done it. And that anxiety finally activates focus. Neurologically, this relates to dopamine regulation. Anticipated urgency increases arousal, making the task feel relevant. It's not laziness, it's a motivation threshold. But there's an even deeper layer. Fifth group, people for whom evening is the only role-free time. During the day, we perform roles: employee, parent, partner, colleague. We respond, we adapt, we perform. At night, roles weaken. The space becomes personal. Only then does the task feel like it truly belongs to them. For these individuals, postponing isn't about the task. It's about waiting for psychological ownership. Interestingly, many report a near magical calm at night. Darkness reduces sensory input. The city quiets down. The brain receives fewer stimuli. In that silence, the task stops feeling threatening. Now the stereotype. If you always work at the last minute, you're irresponsible. But research distinguishes chronic procrastination from strategic delay. Some people genuinely perform better under time pressure. Still, there is a cost. Operating in evening activation mode repeatedly strains the nervous system. Sleep shortens, cortisol rises. The brain associates important work with nighttime stress. Over time, this can increase anxiety and reinforce the cycle. Day, avoidance; night, overload. And here's the painful part. Many who delay until night genuinely believe they're lazy. They compare themselves to early starters and think, something's wrong with me. But often, it's not a lack of discipline. It's hidden mechanisms: fear of evaluation, need for autonomy, perfectionism, sensory sensitivity, stress-dependent activation. There's also one shared trait. They often feel deep relief once they finally begin. The tension wasn't in the work itself, it was in resisting the start. Psychologists call this initiation resistance. The hardest part is entering the task. Once the barrier is crossed, everything shifts. So if you recognize yourself here, you're not broken. Perhaps your brain interprets importance as threat. Perhaps you need autonomy. Perhaps you've conditioned yourself to activate only under pressure. The question isn't, why do I always delay? The question is, what am I protecting myself from when I wait? Because this isn't laziness, it's psychology.